things that just happened to us yesterday was how negative reviews, Google negative reviews.
Yeah.
And, financial institution, we are at a negative to most businesses of how we can respond to those views because we have an insight on those individuals and, we can't really rebut. So from the marketing standpoint,
yeah, that's tough.
What do we do in the rebuttal? Like the one that came across, like we know 110% we are completely in the right.
But how much can you say is the question?
Absolutely.
Because if you're
not going to call them out.
Yeah, if you're a local sandwich shop, you
can do whatever
say
you want.
Whatever you want to say.
You didn't want to pay for your sandwich. You ate it and then complained. So yes, you could go out and say that.
Go a long way.
Ramifications, but you can't go out there and say that to somebody because you have, possible knowledge of their financial well-being.
That's right.
And people are just, they get mad. They don't know what to do. And I understand that. So that's the first thing they go to is I'm going to hit a negative review.
That's interesting too, because as a community bank or a bank that is very tuned in to the people and the businesses that you serve, you want to have a personalized response, right? As an owner, like the owner on Google.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? You want to respond and say, hey,
respond to that immediately.
Look, we're going to respond like a human, right? But you kind of end up boxed in.
And occasionally you'll have somebody that by happenstance, they had a negative view and you can fix that and you want to show and, maybe it was a mistake.
Sure.
Maybe they wrong time, whatever it was, a misunderstanding.
Right.
And you can fix that. But when it is somebody that is completely belligerent, they're completely wrong, there's absolutely no sense in getting an argument with them on there. And from years in history, as customers sometimes will go from bank to bank. The customers we want are the ones that are happy with their bank. Why are they happy with their bank? Because they're doing nothing. They're not negative.
Yeah, they're doing the work on their side.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right. So over the years, I can correlate people that come in to open an account and they come in bashing the previous bank. I would say 99 out of 100 times they're going to end up being a horrible customer.
Of course, yeah. They got bad habits.
Especially if they came from another community-oriented bank because the community banks really do wonderful service. If it's not within their direct policy, they're going to talk to the individual. There's people there. They're not dealing with automated responses. They're not on a 4-hour wait to find out a little dispute. So, I know right off the bat, alarms are going off if somebody comes in to open up an account and they're bashing the local community bank.
Right. It's like dating,
Absolutely.
That person says so many bad things and they had such a bad experience and this my ex this, my ex that. Well, you're about to be the next
But do you think consumer reviews, other consumers reading those Google reviews, I think for the most part, they do throw those out.
I think people are becoming more savvy about reading and looking, especially the ones that came in yesterday were complete spam. And that just to me is like just spam in general is just kind of baffles me. Like people spend their time creating spam, right? Like they obviously don't have any time to do it. But
businesses that are happy with your services, I mean, they're not as likely to go out there and say, "Oh, I'm going to create a Google review," because I don't do that.
And to your point, even the people who are do have something negative to say, but are upstanding people, they usually don't say anything. No. And it has to be really bad for them to say something. But if you look at these, especially the ones
I've never
spam
posted
ones,
a negative review on a business.
I've posted a few, but to my point though,
I can't think of one that I've posted.
But to my point though, so for me personally, what I do is I generally won't post anything negative. I just won't go back, right? I just won't engage with them anymore. And a lot of it's restaurants, right? You just have to it comes and goes. But if you look at these reviews, the easiest way to tell if that person's legit or not is to look at how many reviews have they given. Is it one? And if it's not, if it's like 5, well, are they all negative? Well, that person's probably a negative person.
Yeah, you can't make them happy.
Right? That's a real easy way to tell.
And in general, people that aren't happy, they're negative. Yeah. They don't like anything.
Yeah. So when I leave a negative review, it's sprinkled in there with all my other glowing positive reviews.
And I guarantee you the percentage of people who do negative reviews aren't business owners, because they don't understand what that business owner goes to. So even when I have not a stellar service at a small business,
you understand there's more context.
I understand a lot of things behind it. The employee behind it, didn't, is not the image of the owner.
Right.
And, they've put in their time, soul, everything into it. They can't, they're not working 8 hours, go home and not thinking about it.
That's right.
So I'm not going to want to impact their livelihood or business. I just won't go back.
That's right.
Either.
When you have to manage employees, you get a sense real quick about how things work, because there's a lot of things on the line. So when you have a bad experience with an employee from someone else, you start thinking about all the things that possibly could be in play and not taking it personally.
Yeah. But for sure, I think a lot of reviews in the beginning, people were looking into them, and now I think they've really become watering down because the negative ones show up. And especially, not granted the major banks, you can go into the Reddit subreddits, and people do have plenty of complaints. I mean, I have plenty of complaints with service in regards to dealing with a large bank, because I'm going to have accounts at other banks because I want to see what they do. I'm not going to just live in my own world and only have an account with Surety Bank. I'm going to have accounts at other banks. I'm going to play with their online banking. I'm going to see what is needed for, where we need to go.
Well, since we're talking about this, I think the pressure has really been put on over the last decade with Amazon. Amazon moving everything to one click buy, and, everything having, they're doing it really well. I mean, I can order a phone case and it comes tomorrow, right? That's crazy that is even possible, but it's embedded in our subconscious now that I don't have to go out and do anything really. I can just order it.
Well,
it'll come to me.
It's amazing though. You get that, but try to get an answer from Amazon that quick.
Yeah, that's true. But they built it in on the front end. So if I don't like it, I just send it back. I just drop it off at UPS store or wherever, so it's like that whole process of taking something back, they've made so easy too.
Yeah.
Which actually would probably lead us right into our conversation that we want to have today. But, it to me, they've put the pressure sort of indirectly in this way on small businesses, because now small business owners are under the same sort of jurisdiction as Amazon is, or another bigger company that can do these things. I think there's still a lot of benefits that small business owners have and can offer their customers that Amazon and those bigger companies can't, just because they're more nimble. But there's pressure there, I think, on the service side.
Absolutely. But when they do get to that size, now you got the unfairness of them pushing their own product to the top and having the analytics of knowing what is selling and to create. But
this brings us to our topic today, which is fraud.
Absolutely.